Shalom, I'm Angel, healthy in heart, and I hope you are healthy in heart, mind, body, and soul today. Sorry, I'm a little shifty. This chair's not really comfortable. So I'm going to cover a topic today that a lot of people don't, and this is going along with the tips on how I've lost weight. I've lost quite a bit of weight already, and I have been able to keep it off, and what I've lost. And then I had some health issues that have like really slowed down the weight loss, and that's what I want to talk about today. You have to be honest about any health conditions you may have, any health issues that need to be corrected with medications, whatnot. You've got to be honest with yourself, because ignoring it's not going to make it go away, right? And if you're doing all the right things, if your diet's right, if you're exercising and you're still not losing weight, then there's something else going on. And diet wise, I low fat, whole food, plant based. Sometimes I eat some processed things. I try to not do that very much, but I mean, that does happen from time to time. But when you have when you have your diet dialed in, when you have your exercise dialed in, and you're still not losing weight, then there's something else going on and you need help. So you need to be honest with yourself. And this is when it's a time, this is a time that you would need to call to bring doctors into the issue. I'm not saying have weight loss surgery. Don't do that. You can lose weight other ways. You don't, a healthy way. You don't need to cut your guts out. I have a love-hate relationship with allopathic medication. I love them when they work for me. I hate them when they don't. Now, I've had one doctor almost kill me with overdosing me with medications. I've had some really scary side effects with some medications recently, and it's medicating health issues. It can be a beast. It really can. But it is something that you do need to tackle, and you do need to be honest with yourself. I had my diet dialed in. I had the exercise dialed in, but it still was not bringing my blood sugar down. And so the problem is my pancreas is not creating enough insulin to cover my needs. And so I'm waiting for some test results to find out if there's how bad that is and whether it has become an autoimmune issue or not. So I'm still waiting for those test results, but it is what it is. And I had to face the fact that, okay, I have to have these. If you're not familiar, this is a Lantus. It's a long-acting insulin, and Novolin R is what I'm on right now. They want to change that, but I'm wanting to really wait until one change at a time. One change at a time is enough. That way, if there's any issues, we know what the culprit is. Then I've had issues with my blood pressure, because anytime your blood pressure goes up, your blood sugar goes up. Your blood sugar goes up, your blood pressure goes up. They're interrelated. So I'm having some issues with that. Cholesterol is like almost perfect. Triglycerides almost perfect. So, my diet's dialed in. But the problem is with the blood sugar. And so it has to be addressed medically. Now, one issue I have with the allopathic medicine model is that the pharmaceutical companies have too much say in the education process. So doctors come out of institutions, they know how to drug you. They know how to drug you really well. But most of them, there are a few exceptions, and I do have one doctor who is an exception. He's actually a resident right now. I hope he sticks around. But there are some exceptions. He actually worked at the True North Health Center a few years ago, he said, and really loved it, and is really supportive of the fasting approach to reverse diseases and illnesses, which is great, because I think I may need to incorporate that, because all the blood pressure medicines they've tried me on, ugly side effects. So my like really scary side effects. And so my doctor told me that she's running out of options. Like, that's not really something you want to hear when you're like looking to medications to work on something. That's not something you want to hear. But I'm not out of options, because I have fasted before to reverse illnesses, and it takes about a week to 2 weeks to lower blood pressure. I've done that before, and my guess is I'm probably going to be doing it again, because it is the safest way to do it. Now, it's because I am insulin dependent, that's a variable I'm not used to. I'm going to figure it out. But I am glad at least one of my doctors is on board with the whole food plant-based. Like the female doctor, I don't really care for her very much. She's highly negative. Like when she gives me my test results, I've seen the numbers, right? I've seen the numbers for myself, because I have access to that. And it's my right to know my medical information. But she is very negative when she gives you test results. Like I've had a CAT scan on my brain. I've had an EKG, and she was like very negative about those things. And they were normal. There was nothing there. So yeah, I mean, because I've read the doctor who actually gave the results. I've read the results of those, and it was positive, whereas hers was negative. And that's not the only thing she's been negative on. She's been negative on a couple other things, and well, I just don't like negativity. I like the truth. I am a realist. I want to know how things are. Because if I don't know how things are, then I don't know how to improve them. And so I want a clear picture, not one that's distorted through some kind of lens, because you don't like that I'm whole food plant-based, or you don't believe that I'm whole food plant-based because I'm still fat. There's a lot of prejudices out there, and doctors are not immune. So anyway, that's what's been taking a lot of my time lately, and stressing me out a lot lately as well. But so anyway, I was talking about the pharmaceutical companies. They get on the board of the colleges, so they're able to kind of dictate what the new doctors are learning, which is all drugs. And there is very little diet related, because if you look into the plant-based doctors, there's a lot of evidence out there for, I mean, since the 1800s, for diet intervention, and fasting for an intervention. That actually dates back to Hippocrates, the father of medicine. So, but those areas are neglected, and particularly nutrition. I think I probably, studying psychology, because I was able to pick my electives, I was able to have dietary, more dietary education than most doctors get. And most of my education has actually been since I graduated college. And it's because you can continue learning after you leave school, right? So I've gotten a little off topic, in that, I have a love and a hate relationship with allopathic medication, with allopathic medicine, with that medical model. Now there are other alternatives. So you have like offgriddoc.com. You have direct primary care models, that is membership based. You can also look for private pay for allopathic medical model. There's one of those locally. You just pay out of pocket. They don't bill the insurance, which with my insurance, they don't cover much of anything anyway. So the main point of this is, doctors do their best. They have a good heart. They want, generally speaking, there are some wackadoodles out there, just like there are for everything. Generally, though, I think they really want to help you get better, but they've not been really taught how. And that's not their fault. That's the fault of the education system, and the indoctrination system in the United States. But that aside, if you're having health issues, there's a lot of things. Menopause can severely halt or stop weight loss. Thyroid issues can severely halt or stop weight loss. Blood sugar issues. There's a lot of things that can keep you from losing weight and keep you from getting healthy, and those do need to be addressed with whatever doctors of your choosing. Personally, I would prefer a naturopath, but there's not that many here, and they're not covered by insurance, typically speaking. So there's that. But yeah, you do need to be honest with any health condition you may have. You need to find out, because, and I've mentioned this before, you are your own best advocate. Nobody else is going to advocate for you. It's your body, it's your life, it's your health. You have to advocate for yourself. And when it comes to having medical issues that need to be addressed medically, from a medical standpoint, with medication, hopefully it's only temporary, but with insulin, it's probably not just temporary. It's going to be a permanent thing. And that was actually a blessing in disguise for me, because now I can't just binge eat. I have to write down what I eat. I have to count the carbs that I eat. I have to be aware of the fat content, because a high fat diet will actually cause insulin resistance. So you'll need more insulin to cover. So that has actually been a blessing in disguise, because it's actually forced me to be more cognizant of what I eat. Not just what I eat, but also how much I eat and when I eat and all that. So that has actually been a blessing in disguise. And actually an answer to prayer, not one that I would have wanted, but it is what it is. And like I said, I'm a realist. I look at what is and deal with what is, because fantasy, would have, could have, should have, is just a bunch of hogwash. It's nonsense, and it's distracts from the real picture. So that's all I have for this one. I hope this has been a blessing to you, and I hope you found it helpful. I would love to hear your comments below. Yahweh bless you and keep you and give you shalom. Until next time, Yah bless.